Our special guest is back today. Everybody welcome Mr. Ranger Blanket. Pasquinelli.
Hello, super friends! If you're an artist, or if you've been working on any particular skill for any length of time, you're probably better than when you first got started. And chances are, you're starting to get some compliments on your work. Nice job, super friends! You rock! But let me tell you something. For me, at least, getting compliments as an artist is not actually all that easy. Sure, if you're a superhero flying around saving the day, it's probably no big deal to get a thank you because you're just doing your job. As long as you're saving innocent people and getting the bad guy, you're probably doing just fine. Got it.
Thank you, Super Annie!
You're welcome, citizen. Now, off to save the day again. I can't fly. But art is not as straightforward as rescue. Like I always say, it takes a lot of time to develop the skills necessary to do any kind of art form. And it's really only after you've mastered those skills that you can even begin to tell if you have an eye for it or not. While you're developing those skills, though, it can take quite a few ups and downs before you get to the point of mastery. For example, you remember when you were a little kid and you'd always get a gold star for pretty much whatever you could do? Oh, look at that. What is it?
I drew a picture of you. See? Isn't it good?
Oh yes, of course. That looks amazing. Thank you so much. Good job. When you're little, being bad at something is just normal. It's par for the course. It's just a stage in the process. Oh, I'm sorry. He was stuck up here. But as you get older and you develop your craft, you start to get to that awkward teen phase where you can see the progress that you've made, but you're still a long ways from being a professional. So, I drew a picture of you. Oh, oh, that's okay. I worked really hard on it, and, well, I wanted to show it to you. Oh, I hope I don't really look like that. I mean, it's a really amazing portrait, Annie. Great use of shading, excellent work. But going through this stage, you learn more and more about what it takes for your individual craft to get from good to great. And you start losing those rose-colored glasses that you had when you were first starting out. You look at all the other great works that have come before you, the ones that you're trying to imitate, and you start to see the difference between the works of the masters and the works of the intermediate amateurs, like you. Oh my gosh, look at that beautiful artwork. Oh, it's so amazing. I want to make something like that.
3 hours later.
Oh no, oh, what? It doesn't look anything like those other works. The problem is, when someone gives you a compliment during this phase, and you yourself can see all of the problems that you're still working on in your craft, the compliment can sound, to you, a little insincere, and more like a generic gold star just given to any random kid. That's because this is what you see, and this is what they see. When in reality, it's probably somewhere in the middle, like this. So let me tell you, and future Annie, a little something. When they say your work looks amazing, they usually mean it. The voices in your head that are telling you otherwise are actually none other than your very own anxious Annie. Oh, Annie, that looks amazing! Excellent work, really excellent!
What is she talking about? This isn't amazing. This isn't even good. Look at all the problems that are going on with this thing. I mean, look at the eyes. Are they staring in two different directions? And the proportions are all wrong? And the hands? Why is it always the hands? How can she not see how bad this is? Oh, she must see how bad this is. She's just trying to be nice to protect our feelings. Oh, that's it. Let's take all of our art gear and put it in a bag and bury it in the backyard. That way we never have to go through anything like this again.
The problem is that you're comparing your work to the work of someone who's way down the road from you. It's like trying to compare someone who got an A in algebra to someone who got a C in advanced differential calculus. They're completely different things, and even though the person in calculus might have gotten a lower grade, that doesn't mean that they're not really good at math, especially algebra. You need to master the fundamentals before you can take on the big stuff. Chances are, if you're working on your craft, then you'll get better over time, and maybe someday you'll be able to get to your version of advanced calculus. And you might be really good at it. But you can't judge it against what you're doing right now, because it's all about making progress, not about making that one best work of all time.
It was his hat, Mr. Krabs. He was number one.
You want to come up here?
Come on, kitty.
If you can keep your anxious self at bay, then you might actually get a chance to enjoy the compliments that are coming your way. Because all they're trying to do is tell you that they like your work. And it might sound silly to have to say it, but you've got to remember, that's a good thing. That means you're doing your job, just like Super Annie.
Excellent work, really excellent.
Why, thank you. I worked really hard on it. Hi, Kat. A few quick announcements before we end this video. First off, we are still working on our Patreon page, and that's going to be coming up and going live starting in May. So be ready to check out all the goodies you can get by donating to our page. And you can also see me rocking this vintage Cannonball Cooper tee, but we're also working on putting up a bunch more merchandise on our Redbubble page. So all the links for that will be in the description below, and we hope you check us out. And don't forget to catch up on all the Fearless 9 books, also in the description, because the next book is coming out this summer. We'll see you next week, Super Friends!
You are so pretty and fluffy, and I want to pet you all day. Look at your face.